There's a lot of focus once again on Manchester United and Erik ten Hag. Reason being, it's believed the Chiefs are backing the manager. So the Sun go for Erik's our man. New United Chiefs Barada and Ashworth back Ten Hag boss. It's also back page of the Times. We believe in Ten Hag, says United Chiefs. We back Erik is the back page of the Daily Mail. And the Telegraph pull out United Chiefs back Ten Hag. And looking at the Express and the Mirror this morning, again more focus on Manchester United. The Mirror going for getting backed in the morning, which I thought was quite creative. But let me give you the story, because the headline's the headline, but actually there's a little bit more detail here. Paul Hurst, speaking in the Times, says that it actually was Omar Barada and Dan Ashworth speaking ahead of the 3-0 defeat for Manchester United at Old Trafford at the weekend. They spoke about Erik ten Hag being the man that we're backing. Do we still believe in Erik? Absolutely. We think Erik is the right coach for us and we're fully backing him. They were then asked about what if there is a poor run of results. They said we're very happy with the decision of the contract extension, which came from Sir Jim Ratcliffe over the summer. We're happy with that decision. Erik has our full backing and we've worked very closely together over the transfer window. Let me just reiterate, this was before the game, so it looks like it stands. It looks like they're backing him, but we'll see what happens with Southampton.
Well, do you think Jim Ratcliffe's face said that they were backing him during the course of that game?
But do you know, Sean, no, you know what it's like. You two know better than me. That cameraman had his camera on his face for the entire 90 minutes for that one split second where he doesn't look happy. That's what happens. That's the way it works. I'm not surprised they backed him, because the fact of the matter is you can't back him and then not back him after 3 games. You know what I mean? If you've backed him in the summer, right, and then you've gone and, you know...
But they didn't back him in the summer. They weren't part of the decision to keep him on.
And they interviewed a number of other managers.
Right, well that's my point then. If that's changed and some of the managers that have become available that they've interviewed, that's a different conversation entirely. But have they? Probably not.
And I think Shebahn absolutely nailed it there when you said this was before the Liverpool game. So look, they'd beaten Fulham. They were unlucky to lose against Brighton. What do we expect them to say in those circumstances? They're not going to say, no, you know, let's get rid just before the Liverpool game. Of course they're not. So
do you know one of the problems they had? Playing at home, I think. See, if that game was away from home, his tactics might have been totally different. And by that, when they played City and played reasonably well against City, the front two, Mount and Fernandes, dropped back into a defensive unit of a 4. So the first defensive line was a 4 with 2 behind. Playing a centre forward didn't allow them to do that, and they were a lot more open. Because they're at home, they're under more pressure to win and play a different tactic. I think if he'd been away from home, it might not have been easier in the eye, but I don't think they would have got absolutely battered. There was individual errors you've got to take into account as well, and they're outclassed. But when they played City, I saw them play City, and played City a couple of times, particularly Community Shield, and they were far more defensively set up, right? And it didn't look as bad.
I would only say to you, Liverpool 7, Manchester United 0.
Yeah, but
you know, so away from home didn't help them then.
No, because a different tactic, he's been playing a completely different tactic, Jeff. He's not been playing a centre forward, and his first line of defence is a 4, right? And the 2 behind them, whether it's Casemiro and Menu, are really, really tight. So they're far, far more difficult to play through. As I say, it's not easy in the eye, and as a tactic, it's, you know, you would probably get absolutely slaughtered at home playing that tactic. But if it was away from home, I think that's the tactic they'd have played. Liverpool would have totally dominated possession, but United would have been tougher to break. They wouldn't have been as easy. I mean, they were walking through them with fullbacks. The fullbacks wouldn't have moved, for example, in that tactic that they play. When as I say, when Fernandes and Mount drop back, form a 4, Casemiro and Manu in front of them, and the two fullbacks don't leave either side of the centre backs. So they are a really strong defensive unit. Not easy to watch, and they don't score a lot of goals, but they're difficult to play against.
By the way, I know it's irrelevant, you know, in the outcome of the thing, but United started really brightly.
Yeah.
First 15-20 minutes, they were every bit as good as Liverpool, although both sides gave the ball away a heck of a lot because it was played at such a helter-skelter pace. But look, you know, it's nice for Erik ten Hag to wake up this morning to some more positive headlines than he has been doing over the last couple of days.
It's nice if he wakes up this morning like Ali McCoist.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Have a long lie, Erik.
Erik, have another 10 minutes to scratch your son.
Gaz from Gravesend says, morning, gents. I had to miss a day at work when I came downstairs in the morning. My 9-foot boa constrictor had escaped. I had to find her before she found one of my 5 cats. Have a lovely day. Gaz, it's a great story. I'm not sure I'm quite swallowing it, but neither was the boa constrictor.
Guys, just to be quite frank with you, my boa constrictor was sound asleep, son.
Shebahn, thank you very much indeed. That was a look at today's back pages with Tesco Mobile for Business.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.